There's a mistake a lot of people are going to make with Christmas. They're going to stress their bank account, max out cards, and pressure themselves into buying way more than they actually can afford. Not because the people in their life demanded it, but because they feel like anything less means they failed Christmas. And I almost did that too. Not just because I didn't want to look cheap, that's part of it, sure. But the bigger part was this idea in my head that if I don't go big this year, it won't feel like a real Christmas. So I want to talk about that. Because you can love Christmas, you can love giving, you can care deeply about your people, and still not wreck yourself financially to prove it. See, for me, Christmas wasn't always like that. When I was a kid, that's when we got the best presents. Those were the years where you wake up and it feels magical. You don't overthink anything, you just open gifts and it feels like the world is perfect. Then there was this stretch of like 6 to 8 years where Christmas just wasn't that. The gifts weren't great, the feeling wasn't the same. It was fine, but it wasn't special. And that eventually, believe it or not, made me dislike Christmas. And then I didn't realize how much that got into my head until a few years ago. Because around 4 years ago, I flipped the whole script for myself. Instead of sitting there focused on what I was getting, I started focusing on what I could give. Not in some fake, be grateful way. I actually started enjoying the process of planning gifts for other people. Trying to find things they didn't ask for, trying to surprise them, trying to pick stuff that would really mean something to them. I found a different kind of joy in it. I wasn't chasing that kid feeling of, what am I gonna get this year? Anymore. I was chasing, how can I make this year feel better for them? And that genuinely made Christmas better for me again. The problem is, once you rediscover that joy of giving, there's a hidden danger. You start trying to max it out. You start thinking, if this made people happy last year, I need to go even bigger this year. If I got them 3 gifts last time, this year it has to be 4 or 5. If I really care, I should stretch and push and find a way. And that's where you cross the line without noticing. Because your heart is in a good place. You're not being selfish. You're doing the opposite. You're trying to be generous. And if you're not careful, generosity quietly turns into self-neglect. You're not just giving from what you have. You're giving from what you don't have. You're stressing about the total. You're doing the math in your head all day. You're thinking about your bank account more than the actual people. Now the holiday that's supposed to feel warm and joyful is sitting on top of financial anxiety. And you can't really fault yourself for wanting a great Christmas, especially if you remember those good childhood years and you're trying to recreate that energy. Wanting to create a good experience for your family doesn't make you greedy. It doesn't make you delusional. It actually shows you care. But caring about Christmas and destroying yourself for Christmas are not the same thing. At some point, you have to be honest with where you're at. If your money is tight this year, pretending it isn't doesn't make you a better person. It just makes January worse. Here's what helped me. I had to separate 2 things in my head. Number 1, the desire to give people an amazing Christmas. And number 2, the belief that amazing equals expensive and excessive. Because those are not the same. You don't need to give someone 10 presents to show you care. You don't need a $1,000 gift to prove it was a good year. You don't need to match what other families are doing on social media. You can give 2 gifts to someone instead of 8. And if those 2 are actually thoughtful and meaningful, it still counts. And that sentence everyone throws around, it's the thought that counts. We say it, but half the time we don't actually believe it. If you really believed it's the thought that counts, you wouldn't feel like a failure if the stack under your tree is smaller this year. You'd ask a different question. Did I pick this from a place of care or from a place of fear? This is the part that's honest for me. I do care about giving. I do like seeing the surprise on people's faces. I do like doing a lot at Christmas when I can. But I also know what it feels like to look at my account and feel that heaviness. To know I pushed past my limit because I didn't want to sit with that feeling of this doesn't look like enough. And that feeling after, that quiet panic, it ruins the whole moment. You're sitting there at the end of the year with good memories, but your mind is already on how much you have to clean up financially. That's not what Christmas is supposed to be. So this is the way I'm choosing to look at it now. If If I can afford to go bigger without stressing myself out, great. I'll do it. I'll enjoy it. I won't feel guilty about it either. But if I'm in a season where money is tighter, I'm not going to pretend it isn't. I'm not going to fake it for one day and then pay it out for 3 months. I'd rather give fewer gifts that actually mean something to me, that fits the person, and still be in a good mental and financial place after. Because what actually matters is, did I think about this person? Did I try to pick something that fits them? Did I show care within the reality I'm in? If the answer is yes, then I did my job. So if you're stressing about Christmas spending right now, here's the simple rule: give what you can honestly give, without lying to yourself about your situation, and without turning love into a competition. It doesn't have to be 10 gifts each. It doesn't have to be a huge price tag. It doesn't have to impress anyone outside your house. A good Christmas is not measured by how wrecked your bank account looks on December 26th. It's measured by whether you can look back and say, I showed up the best I could. I didn't abandon myself to prove anything, and I'm still okay going into the new year. You can care deeply about your people. You can create a great Christmas, and you do not need to go broke to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and you guys have a wonderful day. Take care.